Testing. Top of the day, highest vibrations. How are you feeling? How are you elevating on this lovely, beautiful, but always divine journey of life? Now, if this is your first time meeting my acquaintance, I am Tierce, the holistic artist of Informal Matter 777. And today I'm going to talk about more so what intuition is. Because if you don't know by now, I'm all about our dreams. I'm all about us aligning and ascending into our higher self. But of course, the journey is going to be journeying. And so this is the insight I want to give you on your journey to help you accomplish those dreams a little sooner than later. So what is the intuition? That is a great question. Are you ever just like minding your business or somewhere on your journey on the path and you hear this quaint little whisper in your ear, and then it's like a part of you, you're like, yeah, I shouldn't do that, and then you go and do it anyway because you're bypassing the significance of that voice, and next thing you know, you do the wrong thing, and then you're like, wow, I should have listened to myself the first time. Well, those are one of two things, either your gut feeling or your intuition. I'm going to really talk about and harness and hone in now on what the intuition is, because the intuition is something that comes from the mind, and the gut is more so a feeling in the stomach. And so I'm all about breaking everything down on this spiritual journey as best as I can from the basics. So let's just focus on the mind aspect today. Okay, hold on. We're going to have a quick intro. We're going to have a quick little break, a little song break. So you guys are free to follow me on TikTok because I actually make music too. But we're going to just get the vibe right because I was doing some mic stuff earlier. So I'm going to put one up, and you know I love the song Accolades. But let's see what I put on. Check it out.
Curse breaker, fates rearranger. Get them moving when they scream, danger, danger. Danger, danger. Curse breaker, fates rearranger. Get them moving while they scream, danger, danger. Bring the fear down. What do you fear? It isn't you know. Fear only comes on the path that brings the glow. Back to the basics, back to the base of all you know. Fist high in the sky, leading like Geronimo. I got that glow, you can never tame this.
Okay, so now that we got our spirit flowing, our source expression expressing itself, I'm excited. Are you excited? Okay, let's do this thing. So the intuition is something that is a reflection of our inner compass. That is why when we have these dreams and aspirations, we can feel like our dreams are so far over our head, right? It is a fantasy. It's something that's not attainable. The thing is, it is attainable, but when we're seeing it from a tangible form, from our physical form and just the flesh, it's harder to attain. We sometimes, to get something that seems impossible, you have to step out of our comfort zone. And stepping out of our comfort zone is usually what the intuition is nudging us to do. The intuition, not only is it the whisper from within our mind, but the intuition is more so a breakdown of doing things past the physical limitations of the eye. So sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't bring clarity. What do I mean by that? Let's say that you was walking the trail, and then out of nowhere it told you to walk in the middle, like go off the path and walk throughout the trees without a trail. And you're like, why would I do that? But little did you know, there's something that you wanted to do. And so you wanted to learn how to camp or something. And so if we actually, the logic would be like, hold on, why are we about to do that? That don't make any sense. But if we actually went through, we'll probably see that there's a family unpacking and camping. And then next thing you know, you're like, dang, I wanted to like shoot content with that. So now you found the next vessel that source is expressing to help alleviate you on the path and actually bring assistance. Now, does that make sense? Now, okay, so let's go into the intuition a little more. Intuition not only connects us towards our dreams, so going past the logical and practical part of things, but it is actually a connection of not only our source expression, because I believe on my journey of life and experience as the holistic artist, I've come to know there's different levels of our intuition that we reach. So if I'm starting from the bottom of intuition, Sometimes the intuition when you're starting on your journey isn't always positive. That voice in your head sometimes isn't of a high vibration, even though we are source expressions, but that's the whole spectrum, the lower, the higher, the in between. So I want to break down more so the ancestral connection to our intuition in this very moment. With the blessings of the source of all creation, please give me the strength to have this so clear and concise for the viewer. So the thing is, when you're first awakening on your journey, sometimes, well, this is before the awakening. You know how sometimes you just have a bad thought that comes to you, right? You could just like something in you just like feel a certain way towards a group of people or just people all together. And you're like, why do I feel this way? Because I'm not connecting with this thought. But they're like, let's say you're dating someone, and then there's a part of your intuition that be like, man, leave them alone. Don't be with them no more. Did you know that our thoughts when we're first awakening on our journey is a collective of all those before us? So we're talking to we have divine guides, we have spirit guides. I don't want to get too into that for the intuition content today, but we have energies that actually help bring us into this very moment that we're here. If you are here, most likely you're the generational curse breaker. You're the one carrying forward everybody else, those before you, really, straightening out the karmic wheel, the karmic cycle. And so the thing is, those collective thoughts that sometimes we don't agree with, that is more so a reflection of those before us, right? So maybe your great 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 grandparents, they was like, no, we don't like this type of person. And so don't you know you have a divine team, and collectively they actually help. They're always around, but it's only if you choose to like recognize and acknowledge, are they able to assist you on the journey. So when you're listening to your intuition and they're trying to look out for you, sometimes they're like, leave this person alone. And you're like, no, I still want to be with them. I believe in them. And then you know how that part be like, they're cheating on you. That's probably your great, 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 great grandmother be like, girl, we saw him, but we can't really tell you because you don't even know it's us. So we're just telling you, leave that boy alone. And then you're like, man, it's okay. And then when it all comes to pass, like 2 years later, or hopefully you come across it a little sooner, it's like, dang, I should have listened. So that type of intuition, when you have those type of different thoughts in your head, that is actually the recognition of, your spirit team, your divine team. Okay. But we're going to call it spirit team because that sounds more cool out here. Spirit team, dun, dun, dun. Just like we all, if you want to acknowledge, not only is there a higher power that created us all, but there's also other expressions of source that we have on our team. That's why, there's the saying that we have guardian angels. Of course, there's someone out there looking out for you, and they can actually lead you on what to do to help bring more emphasis on source's blessings on you as well. But I do not want to confuse you with that right now. I'm just saying, on the levels of intuition, sometimes in your intuition, starting off on your journey, you're wondering like, why is this intuition telling me this? No, that is why when we're coming into our ascension, when we're going into, we have to come and transmute out of our lower vibration. So there could be like a thought process that is karmic, that's been passed down before to those before you, maybe to your parents, maybe to your great grandparents. And so when you're actually answering the call of following your dreams, it's about breaking free from that stigma as well. It's about resetting your nervous system and rewriting the codes that were embedded in your DNA intuitively, right? So, oh man, I'm getting too deep. Okay, please forgive me. We're gonna get back on path. So, your intuition, there's different levels. On the first level, you may feel like it's not actually taking you places because it's not assisting. It's more so like slapping your hand on everything. That is the collective intuition of those that you are harnessing in. Remember, your body is a vessel first. So then you're just carrying forward all of the energies that you are representing through your bloodline. And that is a blessing. And that is why you have to learn to have the authority to actually lead yourself into your highest becoming, because not only are you breaking free the chains and obstacles of those before you, but you are setting a new karmic imprint code. And that is when you're able to break, like for the new generations coming forward, they won't have those setback thoughts that you had to experience because you was the one to say, you know what, we're going to go through it. So in the first intuition level, yeah, in the mentality, you may have a lot of nuances. That's what the word is coming to me. But it's through that, like, I believe you have to just go through it. because not only do you allow yourself to just go through it, but it allows yourself to initiate into a higher frequency for source to, reward you with better things, because they have to know that you're able to blindly follow faith before that. So the thing is, when it comes to our intuition, first of all, our intuition is always going to give us what we want based off of the frequency we are in once again as well. So if you're eating high vibrational foods, if you're eating things, you're able to set your mind to believe certain things that you maybe weren't able to believe if you're not eating leafy greens and things of that nature. As you awaken even more on your journey, your intuition is going to serve as a test, because these dreams we have are taking us to places we've never been. So for us to fully go there, we have to step out of the comfort and safety of logic, practicality, and allow ourselves to embed and just flow into the unknown. So what does it look like to flow into the unknown? To flow into the unknown, first of all, meditating is going to be very beneficial as well. So when you're taking up the initiation to actually follow your path, I highly recommend that you start meditating. Now, if you want to learn how to meditate, I'm going to put a link up and you can follow that. But you're going to have to go through a test and a trial first when it comes to following your intuition for your next level of divine gifts to unlock and other things as well. So the thing is, we have these dreams, but then it'll tell us to go somewhere that is outside of our comfort zone. Because it's outside of our comfort zone, our body's reaction is to say, hold on, wait, I can't move any further. I can't go there. But little did we know, if we were to go there, it's not that fear belonged to us. Fear pops up on the path right before you're going through that door of opportunity that you are deserving of. So fear doesn't come from source. Fear is going to be that part of you, even in your own mind. That's why I'm saying sometimes the fear is coming from the blood before you. And it's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And that's also a part of you have to know, like, I need to step into the unknown. So then we're going to recognize the difference between more so what we're feeling, our feeling from the depths of our source, and also the intuition. But as we are allowing ourselves, right, you'll feel like this flow and opening in your stomach when things are in good standards, when things are in good feelings, good tithings. And as you're moving, you're going to allow yourself to follow through into blind faith, into the unknown, and doing the things that they may say isn't normal. But the thing is, your intuition, source is still in control of your mind. However, to get to source, you got to go through the first level and getting through, those before you, getting through the shadow phase, we're going to call it. But getting through the shadow phase, you have to go through the shadow to rise into your light. So I don't think you should ever stop listening to your intuition, but know that it is a stepping stone. And as you dive more and more into your intuition, you're actually going to awaken to the point where you'll be able to properly recognize it all. But I will say, when you're going through your spiritual awakening, the first thing when it comes to following your intuition, that's actually an initiation and a test by the divine. The divine is going to know, they want to understand, like, how good are you with just falling into this place of servitude? How good are you just following into directions, right? Because that's the first thing of actually strengthening your source energy. If you can believe without seeing, if you could just take the faith and allow it to move you, now the path may not have been paved, but then you'll look back after you stepped into the unknown like, dang, I gave myself a gold paved road, and that joint is crazy in a good way. And you'll be like, wow, I'm so glad I allowed myself to come out of the path. See, the path of familiarity is the path that was familiar to the spirit in the past life. Is the path of familiarity to your bloodline before you. So the thing is, if you're here to live your dreams. Your dreams are usually a different path. Your dream is usually something different. And to step into the unknown, you need to allow your intuition to guide you. Now, during the time that the intuition is guiding you, it's going to feel scary because you're going to have to face things that wasn't faced in the past. But I'm telling you, this is how you actually bring anointing not only to you at this very moment, but this is how you free those before you. This is how you bring dignity to your bloodline, to the name you represent, all the great stuff. And so following through and allowing yourself to go, staying persistent, allowing yourself to follow through, it's going to actually awaken new blessings into you. So going into the unknown is going to come with, on the physical form, a little resistance, but following your intuition is going to bless you in ways you have yet to fathom. And I can't really break it down for you because I'm still stepped into the unknown, finally doing this thing. But listen, if we are all in here together, I know nothing can happen but only go up, because we're doing something we never done before. We're growing in ways that we haven't even evolved before. But yes, so to sum it all up, the intuition is what is going to guide you. It's going to help connect with your inner compass. But the thing is, your intuition may seem like it's not helping you right away, but it's part of your initiation. You have to follow through with it for it to super say on you out into everything else that you are ready for. But no, you got to bring yourself out of the mud to finally see the surface, to move towards the mountain. But until next alignment, I hope this definitely resonated with you. But once again, I am Tierce, the holistic artist. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And may your dreams come true sooner or later. Until next alignment, go ahead and comment what I should do next on the topic. Namaste.